What's up guys, welcome back to the BMW guy channel, and hello from Bob. Today we'll be discussing the reliability of a 12-year-old BMW here. This is my 2007 120D M Sport. It is got potentially one of the least reliable BMW engines ever made in the M47. So today we'll be discussing how reliable this car has been for me in my sort of 18 months and 20 odd thousand miles ownership. So I bought this car June last year, had 81,000 miles on it. Now it is September 2019 and it has 99,000 miles on it. And so yeah, so far it's been a fairly reliable vehicle. It's never left me or Bob stranded, and it's always been a decent runner. It's always started, never not started. But there have been a few slight issues in it. First of all, well, we didn't buy the car for very much. We bought it for £4,400, sort of as it was technically my third car. I came in from a Mazda MX-5 it was a 2-litre sport with all the factory gizmos on it, so it was quite a nice car, but I wanted something a bit more fuel efficient, comfortable, practical. So yeah, I ended up with this. So initially there was quite a large rattle coming from the front suspension, and this turned out to be a front shock. Not just one, both of them on the front failed. Bob seems to be particularly fond of being part of this video. So I had those done. I also found that the previous owner had actually bought tyres for the front that were too small and stretched them over to give them a lower profile. This meant that they were pretty much wrecked. So that was done. I put these new tyres on here, and that's no fault of the car, but that may have contributed to the shock problem, because obviously if the tyre isn't running the correct tyres, the car isn't running the correct tyres even, it's going to make the suspension work 10 times harder, far more than it's designed to. We then have had it serviced, and it then started to struggle to start in cold temperatures. So upon further investigation, we've now realised that is something to do with the glow plug module. It's a common failure in these cars, and I've actually made a video on this entire thing called "Why All Diesel BMW is Struggling to Start." So make sure you check that out if that's something you're considering or experiencing. We then had an issue with traction control. Traction control came on randomly over bumps, through corners, that sort of thing. And I don't know why I'm sort of showing you inside. So obviously we had loads of lights on the dash, ABS lights, etc. And it proceeded to get worse until now. You can't physically drive anywhere without turning your traction control off. So that's the sort of situation we're in now. This is down to reluctor rings at the back drive shafts. So basically what's happening is the reluctor rings, or the drive shaft themselves, are starting to corrode. The rings on the end of the drive shaft, which is what the wheel speed sensor reads, has failed, which is now meaning that it's touching the wheel speed sensor and giving an error code, also causing the traction control to come on. So yeah, that's going to be 1,500 quid for 2 new drive shafts, but that's going to come in a later video because we're going to get it fixed for much less than that. So yeah, then we've had it serviced twice. It's just about due its third service. It hadn't been done, despite the previous owner exclaiming that it had. So I had it done once, and then I had it done again 8,000 miles later, and now this is going to be sort of the 17,000 mile service. I like to get them done nice and early, ahead of them. So yeah, but apart from that guys, it's been a fairly decent car. We've had no real reliability issues. We've had a rattly exhaust. I've had to have a new clamp on the exhaust because it managed to detach itself from the manifold up here. So we almost had a pole vaulting incident with the car, but that's all sorted now. So yeah, we're pretty much there. I'm sure there's plenty more stuff to go wrong, and I'm sure there is plenty more things that this car has to throw at me, but so far we've done all right. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of your car if you've got one. Another thing I will mention as well, I mentioned it earlier, the unreliable engine. Let me just pop the bonnet and show you. Also, another thing, a BMW badge got stolen. Now, a lot of people didn't believe me and said that it's probably flown off, but it somehow happened while the car was stationary overnight. So yeah. So yeah, this is the M47 engine, N for November, and this is possibly BMW's unreliable engine, or most likely to fail engine, due to the timing chain issue, which if you Google it is, I think it's sort of, well, it'll be the end of the world according to Google. So yeah, don't Google it. Basically what happens is the engine was designed to have the oil changed every 20,000 miles. Basically this is too long, and it causes basically early wear on the timing chain, which then causes it to fail. So that's sort of the issue. If it does fail, then it's a new engine completely. So the way I recommend to sort this out is just to service it regularly, at sort of half the intervals that it says to. That's what I've been doing, and touch wood, I've had no issues. But yeah, that's all. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you like what you're seeing and you've got a bit of spare cash, don't forget to, I'll be really grateful if you went to Patreon and supported the channel, sort of enable us to do more videos and more stuff with various different cars. So I've got the X3 here, which we're doing content on, but it would be nice, quite nice to sort of add maybe another car into the fleet. So yeah, sort of some project car stuff, and track day stuff. So thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.